This is Physics Chapter 2, Problem 73, and it reads, a car starts from rest at a stop sign. It accelerates at 2 meters per second squared for 6 seconds, coasts for 2 seconds, and then slows down at a rate of 1.5 meters per second squared for the next stop sign. How far apart are the stop signs? And so, to start, we're going to use this equation, which is x final equals x initial plus velocity initial multiplied by time plus 1/2 multiplied by acceleration multiplied by time squared. And so when we plug those in, our x initial is 0 and our velocity is 0. So 1/2, our acceleration, it told us, was 2. And we're going for 6 seconds, so we square that and we get 36 meters for that time. That's how far it goes during the first 2 seconds. And then for the next 2 seconds, we do velocity final equals velocity initial plus acceleration multiplied by t. And we just need to plug in our values here. So we get 2 times 6, and that gives us a velocity of 12 meters per second. So now we're going to use that in this equation, which is velocity equals change in x over change in t. And we're going to rearrange that for change in x. So we get change in x equals velocity multiplied by the time. So once we plug in our values, we get 12 for the velocity multiplied by the 2 seconds for the time. We get 24 meters there, so that's how far it went for the next 2 seconds. And then for the final time, we're going to use the equation velocity final squared equals velocity initial squared plus 2a multiplied by the change in x. And so we know our velocity final is going to be 0 because we're stopping at the stop sign. Our velocity initial we just found here, which was 12 meters per second. So we're going to square that plus 2, and then we know that our acceleration is negative 1.5 because it tells us that we're slowing down at that rate. And then our change in x will be x final minus 0, which is what we're solving for. So once you multiply all of that out and divide it, you get 3 multiplied by x final equals 144, because the 2 times negative 1.5 gives you negative 3, and negative 3 multiplied by x final, and we moved it to the other side of the equation, and 12 squared is 144. So we just divide that by 3, and we get x final here is 48 meters. So now to find the total distance, we need to add those 3 up. So we get 36 meters plus 24 meters plus 48 meters, and that gives us a total distance of 108 meters between the 2 stop signs.